Been a great win on Monday, and you can take that momentum into Saturday's trip to Salford.
Yeah, that's very much the aim. I think we've had a run of draws that were good in some ways, but frustrating in others. And to get that win in such a comprehensive manner on Monday was fantastic. And as you said, we want that momentum now and that form moving forward. So big push into the weekend and try and follow it up with another win.
I think the clean sheet was obviously a very pleasing part of Monday's performance, and particularly for young Tom Smith coming in at late notice.
Yeah, really nice debut for him. I think he was very competent in everything that he did and was calm and assured. Didn't have a great deal to do in goalkeeping terms. The one save he did have to make, he did it really, really well, but his distribution was good. His communication and composure to the group was excellent for a young goalkeeper. So a really strong debut for him, and lovely for him to get a clean sheet on that debut as well. Something
that Colchester United have done on the whole this season, whether you've been in charge or previously, is they have managed to stay in games, and when they have lost, it's been fine margins and those draws as well. Even though perhaps those times when there have been defeats and draws have been disappointing, the fact that you haven't lost by big margins does stand you in good stead in the table as well, doesn't it, when it comes to this point of the season?
It does. I think, from my period coming in, obviously I watched the Bradford game, which didn't deserve to lose. Should have taken at least a point there under Ross. Did really well in that game. Narrow defeat to Stockport, and then the 4 draws, and probably could have won all of those draws, all of those games, and then we followed it up with a really strong performance and strong result on Monday. So I said there hasn't been much wrong. It's been fine margins, been the odd goal here or the odd moment there. But it was a more complete performance on Monday, which was encouraging, and as I say, we want to build on that now. We want to push on and have a really strong finish to the season, and start setting some sort of sights on next season and trying to target the top end of the division.
What kind of threat are you expecting from Salford chasing the playoffs at the top end of League 2?
Yeah, really strong side. Obviously, I think it's well documented how much has been invested there over the years, but I think the way they've played this year has been really good. I think they play good football. They've got some really good movement and interchange, and I thought they made some really good signings in the summer, likes of Elliot Watt, and they've got the ability to change the game as well in terms of the dynamic of their players, so they can play Matt Smith, or they can bring on Matt Smith and completely change the dynamic of their team. So they're one of the top teams this season in terms of possession metrics, passes and possession, and you can see that when they play. So we know we're going to have to be good with our defensive shape and structure, and as I say, we want to focus on us mainly and follow up on a really strong performance from Monday, and we've got a way of playing we think will work, and will give us the best possible chance of winning the game. But we're going to have to go there and perform to be able to come away with the 3 points.
Psychologically as well, having that win on Monday, adding to the unbeaten run, does having the 3 points amongst that make a difference as well to take that through?
Yeah, of course. Although we were unbeaten for it's 4 draws, we want to be winning games. There's nothing like winning games, doing so with a clean sheet and doing it in such a complete way. It was an all-round performance. Everyone contributed really strong in all aspects of the game, and if anything, probably should have won by more. So we want those wins though. We don't want to be unbeaten and picking up draws all the time. We want to win as many games as we can. That's 5 unbeaten, and we want to follow that up again on Saturday and then into Tuesday as well.
A brilliant team performance on Monday, but lots of good individual performances as well. Have they given you something to think about in terms of team selection, not just the players who started, but those who came off the bench as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We want that competition and that depth. We've had a good couple of days training now as well. With those that didn't play have got more into them than the ones that did play, and we've got that competition, and we look at each game on its merit. So as much as it was a strong performance on Monday, we need to look at what's right for Salford on Saturday, and pick the team that we think is right to go and win the game.
And we've talked about how well Tom Smith did. How is Kieran O'Hara?
He's getting better, so he'll be hopefully back in training tomorrow, and as long as he comes through that, then available for the weekend. So yeah, fingers crossed.
And it's good that you have got that strength and such a good performance from Tom, whether Kieran is fit or not, pushing each other for starting places.
Yeah, and we had young Ted Collins trained a full session today for the first time since I've come in, so really good to get him into the mix as well. He's a young goalkeeper with potential, so we want him to push and challenge as well. And hopefully we'll get Sam Hornby back by the end of the season, hopefully, and then we'll have real competition in that department.
Thank you.
Pleasure, thank you.
That's good news on Ted and Sam as well, because Sam was out there before the match on Monday. which was a good sign because there were fears that perhaps we wouldn't see him again this season.
Yeah, I'm still not sure whether he's going to be able to feature in a game because of the tissue healing. So there's a period of time that we have to wait, according to the specialist. He's absolutely chomping at the bit, and he's been out with Stacky and working, but he can only do certain things. We've been building that over the last couple of weeks. So, but even just to have him out and involved in it is great. He went out and helped with the warm up on Saturday once Kieran had sort of picked up the injury. But we're hands are tied to a certain degree by the specialist in terms of when Sam can start playing again.
Yeah. Something you mentioned in the post-match interviews on Monday, Ben, was that you stayed calm as a group. Looking for that first win and trying to get away from the relegation zone a bit. And that struck me as kind of not listening to the outside noise, but just stay calm. You struck me as a calm coach, and you probably see that in your players as well, I guess.
Yeah, I think we like to be process-based. It's such a low-scoring sport, football, and there can be so much, reasons behind things, why things happening in games, but I think if you panic and you go completely change, right, let's change the team, let's change the shape, then how are you really progressing and moving forwards? I think coming in this situation, it was right for me to the players to give them a platform to work from and an identity of, look, this is what we're going to look like and this is how we're going to play and then we're going to improve it. If you're changing each week, how are you getting better at one thing and then changing it the next week? So we want to be consistent with it and also give that confidence to the players of, look, that they are good performances. There's a lot of good in those games and we just need to polish this up and be a little bit better at that, and then if we do that, then the wins will come. So that was obviously the case on Monday, and now hopefully it'll be the case on Saturday again.
Defensively, a clean sheet on Monday, 2 goals conceded in the last 4 games. How important is it that you have that defensive solidity sort of between now and the end of the season?
I think it's really important. We've set ourselves a target in terms of a number of clean sheets that we wanted to achieve. So we've still got a way to go on that in these remaining games. But that for me is the platform for us at the moment. I think we want to be a strong defensive group and have that shape and structure about us. We've done a lot of work on the training ground on it in terms of how we're going to be without the ball. And we're also starting to add things and layer things up with the ball now as well. So I think that defensive structure and our work rate, I mean, you look at Monday, the work rate of everyone was top class, fighting for each other, second balls, but really good tactically in terms of our collective shape. So that will be important in the remaining games, but we want to also do what we did on Monday, which was be good with the ball, create opportunities and score goals.
And naturally, a few of the fans are already talking about crawling next Tuesday, but
right.
I'm sure the focus is completely on Salford, and it has to be, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We want to follow it up now on Saturday. And I think if we win Saturday, that for me that would be a massive step forwards to being secure in the league. I think if we win Saturday, that will put us in a really good place. So that's our focus, one game at a time, and we won't start looking at crawling until the final whistle on Saturday.
Yeah. Any injury worries at all coming out on Monday?
We've got one illness who's not going to travel, and Dowie's going to travel. We'll assess that tomorrow. And we've got one that probably won't make the squad in terms of an injury, but again, that will be assessed in the morning.
Okay. And one player I was going to ask you about was Elliot Hughes. You spoke about him when he first came in.
Yeah.
He's not been in the squad recently. Is it a pure sort of numbers game, a number of players that you can pick in the squad?
No, it's just been injury with him. So he had an injury and trained pretty much my first day in. He was in the group, and then he had a little bit of a setback with it, and he hasn't come back into the group as yet. He's still dealing with that injury and hasn't been available from a fitness perspective.
Okay, well, what's the injury been?
It was a groin injury initially. Yeah, it was a groin injury it was a prior injury before us coming in, and I just think he hasn't completely got over that yet and got back to full fitness.